Okay, so welcome back to Marnie's Marketing Mondays, and today we're going to be talking about how to repurpose your content into social media posts, and specifically I'm going to be showing you with Facebook today on the social media end of it, because it has some pretty good scheduling capabilities. And if you hook your Facebook to your Twitter, it will automatically tweet out for you, so you don't really have to worry so much about Twitter if you'll just hook your Facebook account to Twitter. I'm going to share my screen here. Okay, so just so you know, if you haven't hooked your Facebook page to Twitter, you can just Google that, how to connect my Facebook page to Twitter, and it will take you to some step-by-step stuff here. Now this is logging into Twitter. I'd go the other way around. We start with Facebook. How do I link my Facebook profile or page to my Twitter? And they've got this basically facebook.com/Twitter. And you can pick your account and link it from here for whichever page that you want. And I've already got mine linked up, so I'm not going to do it. So facebook.com/Twitter will help you hook up your Facebook page. And it's just a one-time thing. Once it's done, it's done. So now when you can go, or you go into your business page, let me just go to one of my business pages. When you tweet it out, it will automatically go. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to schedule some posts onto one of my pages and let you kind of watch what I'm doing so you get some ideas for what you could do with yours. This Start Over Here page is directly relevant to my Start Over Here blog. So I would do a mix of links to, if you've got blog posts, you could link to your blog posts, or you could take quotes out of it. I would mix it up and do some things that link to your blog, and then some that are just text-based, because text only it tends to get more juice than things that link outside of Facebook. If you link outside of Facebook, Facebook does not give it as much promotion, but I'd still do it. I mean, especially if you're going to run ads to promote something like that, then I would directly link to your site, so that if you're advertising, you at least get people going over to your site. And we've talked about how to collect the people that go there, so I'm not going to get so much into that today. So what you could do is just, you know, if I post that, that just goes right on. Okay, so that's published in there. But and then what I do is a mix of my own stuff or affiliate programs, because I have 2 affiliate programs that I promote regularly that make good money. You know, I love it when I check my PayPal and I've got $300 sitting in there that I didn't really realize I was earning, because it was from running some affiliate links. So NAMS and Coach Glue fit my audience really well, and they pay out nicely. I think they have lifetime cookies. I know NAMS does. I'm pretty sure Coach Glue does too, which means that if I get somebody into a free lead generator on Coach Glue, for example, so they get a free report on something, and then 3 months from now that person ends up buying something, I'm going to get paid 3 months from now. And Coach Glue pays out every week with their commissions, and I think NAMS is once a month. But so I'm just going to take and really, I don't know that these necessarily fit on this business page, but I'll go to one of my other business pages that is predominantly for authors. You want your affiliate things to be relevant to the page. Okay, so, all right, so for ideal marketers, I'm hitting authors. So I could just take one of these affiliate programs here and right click and paste it in. And then let it give it a minute to fetch a preview if you want it to pull in a picture or something like that. Hopefully it will. Okay, there we go. All right. And sometimes I just go ahead and get rid of the link just so it's cleaner looking. And I'm going to just publish that one. Okay, so there's that. Now I could go back over and get this NAMS one, and let's say I want to schedule that one for later in the day today. I can schedule. I'll leave it on today, and let's say I want it to go out at 4:22 p.m. And I can schedule. So that one, see it says one scheduled post, and I can see the post if I want. Another thing that I could do and kind of mix it up, I'll go to Ideal Marketers and just grab some posts that I've got. Okay, so these are kind of more how-to type posts. So I can copy that link there, and let's say I go back over to this page and right click and paste it. I might grab something just I could just take some of the text if I want and put it above it so they know what it's about a little bit more. And then I can schedule that into the future. Let's say tomorrow at 11 a.m. So now I've got two scheduled posts. If I want to see them, I can look at them. I'll go back. All right, and then I have some authors that I promote on here, so I could just grab, you know, one of their blog posts. And that one, even though it's on Ideal Marketers, I've actually got another page that it fits better with. So I could go and have my other page that I do that with. So you can cross post with your, you know, your pages and things. Ignite Point is, no, Ignite Romance, that's what it is. So you can paste that one in there and maybe grab some text from it. Maybe the questions at the top would be good. And I'll just publish that one. Okay. So I can go back and I could look at maybe something else that's got a good quote or something. I don't know if this one's got anything good to grab. I don't know if anything's standalone in that one, but okay. If you've got more personal friends than you have people following your business page, or even if you don't, a personal page gets a lot more traction. So periodically I'll take stuff and just post it to my personal wall, even though it's business stuff. Well, come on. You just can't really schedule into the future with your personal wall, only with the business wall. So let me go back. This one here started out as a Facebook post originally. It was just some kind of like a little mini essay post with straight text over, I'm going to show you. I do this a lot if I write something out, and then I kind of see how people respond to it. Okay, so this thing I posted yesterday, it had about 41 likes, a share, several comments. Okay, so people obviously resonated with that. So I took it and put it over into there. Okay, so I put it in here, found a cool image off of Big Stock and added another photo to it. And so now I can take this and repurpose it back over. So it started off at Facebook, but I'm going to take it and stick it over on my start over here Facebook page. And since I just posted there, I'm going to all right, and then do schedule maybe for tomorrow. I'll schedule like one a day, something like that. Could start with AM on that. All right. So if you want to ever see your scheduled post to see what you've got done, you hit the see post and it's going to show you, okay, there's that. So I've just got one on there. I can also create them from here directly. So if I want to go back to my blog, I could come back and find something else that I haven't done. Well, I might use that one somewhere else. Let me see. I might use that on the Ignite Romance instead. Let me go back.
So how are you getting the link to disappear so that it's under your post?
I'm just erasing it. I put it on to get it to show the image, and then I just erase it out afterward.
Oh, okay.
All right, so I can schedule that. I don't know why it's not asking me for a date. I guess I hit schedule, and then I have to tell it the date. Okay. So I'll go into the future with that one too. Okay, so now I've got a couple of them there. If I go back to that one, I can repurpose that one blog, which is never, I mean, I put it on my start over here already. And you can reuse things back to your same wall. I mean, after a while, I mean, this thing I'm sure I posted to start over here, but it's been a few weeks because I wrote it a few weeks ago. So you can always, you know, cycle things back around because people don't, not everybody sees stuff. So I'm going to take that one and put it in my Night Romance one. So since I've already done one, I'm going to schedule this one out for tomorrow. Okay. So that one's just put out into the future. Okay, so that, I don't know, does that kind of give you an idea of how you can take these things and reuse them, and then you can always do a mix of your own products and things like that as well. So like if I go back to, let me go back to my own page. I'm not sure why I have to go to glue, but okay.
So you don't have to ask for permission to take something off somebody else's blog?
Well, those are my blogs, so I can do whatever I want.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. But you can, there's some feedback. Let me see if I can get rid of the feedback. Okay. You are totally welcome to share other people's blogs. They would be happy for you to share their blogs. But I would link to them. I wouldn't pull text off of their blog and not give them credit. You know, but if you're going to link to their blog, people will be thrilled for you to do it. So if you see something from somebody else's blog and you want to post it from yours, do it. I mean, they'd be happy for you to do it.
So how do you insert the link then? Everybody sees the link, right? Where before you erased it because you were only plopping in a picture. But if I was going to copy something off of your blog and link it, then I would want to put your Facebook page as the link, or what would I use as the link?
You do exactly what I did. You just grab the link and put it into your Facebook wall. And I don't care whether you show the URL or you delete it or not. I don't care because it's going to link over to my site for them to read it anyway.
Marnie, I just thought maybe it wasn't clear that when you erase the link, it's not just a picture you're posting. You're inserting a link so that other people can click on that picture underneath, but it's not just a picture. The picture is the link.
Right. Yeah, the picture is a link. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not getting rid of the link to it. It's just not being, it's not making your message look messy. It's just with that link there. It's like, okay, let me just do this. Have I already done one here? No. Okay, so I'm going to just publish that. Oh, I didn't get rid of it though. Okay, well, I'll show you with it and without it. See, with it,
You can show edit your post.
yeah, I know I can. I know I can, but I want to show them. So like, so you can click that link, or you can click down here. And it will go over to that. Or you can always take that link out and just make it look a little prettier. And they still click that and it still goes over there. It's not changing what it's doing. It's still going to their link. Does that make more sense? Thanks, Jennifer.
Well, it does, but still, if you put it on there and then you erase the link, like I wrote down that I thought you said, then how does it, I mean, I've clicked on pictures before and it goes directly to where I want to go. So I guess that's the piece I'm missing, because I just wrote in my notes that you can't do that. So what did I miss?
I don't know. Do you see how that's not there? And even though I click it, it still goes?
Right, and that's what I need to know how you did that, because I understand
It
you
just
put
does
your
it
link.
automatically. When you give it a URL and you give it a second, let me say like this. Okay, see, if I put that URL, it automatically starts wanting to pull something from MarniePearson.com.
Right.
And I can decide what it shows or what it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I can even delete that out now. It doesn't need to be there. Once Facebook has pulled that in, you've got a link. You got a link. You don't even need the URL to clutter up your description above there.
Okay, well, like when I have something on my Judy Reed Facebook page with a picture, and then I want to put that same thing on Women of Value page, I thought I heard you say, don't click share, but to redo the whole thing from Judy Reed onto Women of Value. So I could actually go to Women of Value and pull that picture off my Facebook page and it would automatically link back? Or it has to go into my website?
Marnie's saying that you go to Facebook and it pulls from your website, not the other way around.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to get straight. Okay.
Okay, thanks, because I wasn't quite following it.
Yeah, so Marnie put on, what did you just put? MarniePearson.com or something?
Yeah.
Whenever she put the link on Facebook, Facebook automatically pulled out the picture as a link. It's not just a picture.
Yeah. And you can make, if your thing doesn't look the way you want it to, you can always force Facebook to relook at it after you've made changes. Like, I don't think that's, I don't know, that actually may be the way that page looks. I may need to work on it. Yeah, see, it looks a little different. It hadn't refreshed. So I forced it to refresh there. This is the URL I'll give you in the chat window. Hang on to this because it's really handy to have. It will force Facebook to relook at any data you change on your page. So like, I just redid that page and the description is a little different. I didn't like the way it was showing up there. And I really need to probably put an image with it, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm going to delete this.
Whoops, that's me.
And now when
Sorry.
I put MarniePearson.com and make it, pull it in and give it a second to think and find it. Okay, now it's pulling that description, that image off of it. Still a little different than what it's pulling, but I need to work on the image, but at least it's pulling the header image there. So yeah, I mean, like from here, I could share this post, for example, or any of these things you could share over to your personal wall. I don't know if that's what you're asking Judy about sharing, but I don't always share things. I do sometimes, or I just repost the links. Just depends on if I'm trying to get, usually videos, if it's a video, I'll share it from the business page so that it gets more juice. Like if I wanted to share that video, for example, I could share that to my, no, I don't want a friend's timeline. Didn't mean to do that, but so I'm not really going to share it, but if I was, I could share that to my personal wall to give it some extra juice, and I would share it directly from the business page. And then that way, when people view it, I could actually track and create a list out of the people who are viewing it. So a lot of times when I do videos, I share them. But if it's just like blog links and things like that, I generally don't do a share because they're not as pretty when they get shared from a business page over. So anyway, I would do a combination of things that you want to promote for yourself and for other people, and just kind of mix it up, and then do a lot of informational type stuff mixed in. And you can either drag and take, you know, paragraphs out of it and just do text-based ones, or you could take and make image quotes out of things, you know, if you wanted to, and put those on your Facebook wall. I'll show you where I've done that with one of my clients the other day. So let me go find that where I did that. Actually, may have done it as a I may have done that on Instagram, actually, and then shared it to Facebook.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Being that you're posting, if not identical, very similar things on your personal page that you post on your business pages, and that you've got personal friends that are following your personal page and your business pages, do you ever feel like, my personal friends are probably going to be a little inundated with all these things, and I don't want them to, you know, unfollow or hide? How do you balance that the two pages are linked but distinct?
Yeah, more business stuff goes on to my business page. And I mean, I've kind of done this 2 things today in a row, which I normally wouldn't do, but it's just because I'm demonstrating today. So normally I wouldn't do that and that within minutes of each other for one thing. But I mix it up with like images, like that's just a fun thing that my son last night. This is just a thought. It's a thought. That's just a thought about something. That's a video from a friend. That's just another thought. So I'll, you know, somebody else tag me in that. Here's some music, a concert I went to. So my personal wall is a lot more about my life or pictures, and then I'll occasionally intersperse in something. That's kind of a business video that I did, really. music there, personal thoughts, fun video, just me playing the piano. So it's not as top heavy. Business wise, it's more personal. And then I occasionally stick the business thing in there. And then
That's what I do with I've got a podcast, which I've linked to my business Facebook page. And occasionally I'll link that to my personal Facebook page so that friends see what's going on and they can hop over to it.
yeah.
But I'm starting to get so many things linked that I'm having to be careful that I'm not, I'm still learning how to balance that. So I'm not
Yeah.
double.
I would just do a mix of like 4 or 5 personal things to every one of your podcasts or something like that. So that when they look, they don't just see podcast all the way down.
Yeah, because I've had days like that where my podcast was scheduled ahead, because I would schedule ahead of that and schedule that to post 5 or 6 days ahead of time. But if I haven't had time to get to my personal Facebook page in those days, all my friends are seeing is just my face on my podcast, and so I've got to be more careful about that.
Yeah. Do you use Instagram at all?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Do you use Instagram at all?
I'm on it. I haven't
Yeah.
fully immersed myself in it.
Okay. Because I was thinking if you take pictures and Instagram stuff, that's one way to kind of keep personal stuff. Because I'll do just Instagram photos that, I'll just, while I'm out doing something, I'll take a fun picture of something, and I have my Instagram automatically post it to Facebook. So that'll inject another personal photo over into my Facebook page. So and those tend to get, I've noticed if I post from Instagram to Facebook rather than an image directly to Facebook, I get a lot more comments and interaction and likes when it's posted from Instagram to Facebook than just straight to Facebook. But that's a fun way to just, make sure something gets stuck on your Facebook wall that didn't take a lot of thought. It's just an image or something.
Okay, I'll do that.
Let me see if I can find.
So would that be a good technique, since I have the cover of my Rise Up book on Instagram, if when I'm doing this free 5-day launch, I take it from Instagram, send it to Facebook, and then comment on the launch at that time? Is that a good technique or not?
Yeah, you can do that. Be sure and use hashtags and stuff. A lot of hashtags if you post to Instagram. That gets you a little bit more juice. And when you post to Instagram, it'll tell you like how many hundreds or thousands of people are using that hashtag, how many times it's been used. So the ones that are popular are good to use. So like this one here, this is what I did for a client the other day. So this is just a quote out of her book that I pulled, and I made her book there. And then I posted this to Instagram. So this is the link to her book, and this is the hashtag. These are the hashtags that I used. And I mean, that doesn't look like a lot of comments on Facebook, but comparatively speaking, I don't see a lot of engagement, to be frank with you, with these type of quote type images directly on Facebook a lot of times. I don't know how much I got on Instagram, but it was at least that much or more. So even though it doesn't look like an immense amount of engagement, it's somebody did buy her book off of that. This guy went and bought the book. So, I mean, she made a sale from that.
Did you research the hashtag somewhere?
I just typed in things that I knew fit and looked at how many thousands or, how many people, how many different uses were those, and those were the popular ones. You just start typing them in, on Instagram, and it'll say, 3,000 or
Oh,
2,
I see.
or how many ever.
Well, when we were using the hashtags for the 90-day challenge, we discovered that one of them was already used. So if somebody clicked on that hashtag, they went to another site. I don't know, it was Light Your Life or whatever, but why would we pick the most popular ones here if they're going to go to somebody else's page, or they don't go to somebody else's page?
Because people are typing them in and looking for that topic. And so you're going to get people you've never reached normally when you go to those. You're going to get people on Instagram that don't know you from Adam's House Cat who are following those hashtags. And then they're going to, if they happen to get on at the time that you're posting, because it's a live feed all the time, they're seeing different stuff. The people who happen to see that hashtag that's popular, they're going to see your thing, So I pick up Instagram followers all the time by using hashtags that are popular. They look at my, it comes up in their feed that they're interested in that hashtag. Then they look at my post, they like it, they look at what else I've got, and then they follow me. The hashtags are not quite as important over on Facebook as they are with Twitter and Instagram, but I use them anyway, just in case.
Okay, thanks.
So Marnie, when you had your little affiliate links on the notepad page, did you do that just in preparation for today, or do you somehow save a notepad page?
I've got it saved in my marketing thing so that I can just pull from there.
Saved in where?
I just save it on my computer. It's just a notepad on my computer. Notepad file.
So see, I only use Notepad for a one-shot deal and then close it down. So you're just saying you click file and save, and it just holds on to those things.
Yeah, it's saved like any other document would in Word.
That's funny. I did not even know that. That's kind of like a duh moment. Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So, I think if there's anything other ideas I have for you. These, like this, I made for a client in Canva. You could use quotes out of your books on that. Make, repurpose things like that, or quotes from your blogs or anything like that. So yeah, you can see from this business page that it's quite different than my personal wall. And I generally don't post the same thing to my business page and my personal wall at the same time. So I might post it on my personal wall and then schedule it for tomorrow or 5 days from now or whenever with on the business page. Let me show you one other thing. I'm just gonna.
Well, this is relevant to me at this moment because right before I left, I posted on my personal page in the box at the top, and this was the question: what are self-esteem soul suckers?
Yeah, I saw that.
Well, that's all I put, because you tell me over the years, sometimes people will just, they'll give you lots of sentences, which of course is what I'm looking for on the self-esteem. But at the same time, I redid it on my Women of Value page, exactly the same. And so they were within a couple of minutes because I was coming over here. And then I went to my Kingdom Builders group page and I created a poll. So I listed like about 5 things, and I hope there's a place for it to say other if they want to add on to it. But I kind of blitzed because I was emotionally ignited to do something about this. So can you kind of walk me through what I did okay, what I maybe should have planned out, or is that the right kind of question to ask without, and like just dropping it in, where one place I did a poll and the other I just dropped it in? So,
well, I think it's a good test. I think the poll versus the post would be an interesting thing. And since your Kingdom Builder has probably different people in it than probably a lot more people than just follow you, it's not like like you just double went in front of people, you know, on that. The only thing I would have done maybe differently is scheduled it to go this afternoon or something to the Women of Value page or something like that, you know. But it's just in case the people who follow Women of Value are also following you personally. But I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I'd be curious to hear what got you the most responses or what people said. It looked like you had a response on your personal wall the last I looked.
okay, well, I just did it an hour ago as I was walking out the door.
Yeah. But just so you know, like you can come in and you can schedule a month or two. You know, I don't know that there's a limit of how far ahead you can schedule these posts to just go in. So like with my clients, I'll go in and schedule them a week or 2, 3 weeks ahead. When I went out of town, before I left, I scheduled stuff to go into their Facebook pages while I was gone, so I wouldn't have to do that. So it's nice when you're on a roll, because you saw how many posts I just did in that little bit of time. What were 20 minutes, and I don't know how many posts I did. And if I hadn't been hopping around going to different pages, if I just had one page, I could have easily loaded in probably about 7 or 8 posts in that little bit of time. So probably more, because I wouldn't have been talking to anybody. I'd just been doing it. So and the nice thing about it is when you do pre-schedule like that, they look like posts like any other type of post, as far as I can tell with Facebook. And you can kind of tell whether you're doing a good mix, because if you just do it day by day, you might not realize, oh, I just posted an image yesterday and I posted a straight text then. But this, you can kind of mix them up. And
Marnie,
If you're scheduling a post on Facebook, can you just write a sentence and pick an image from your computer?
yeah, you can. It just, the image won't link anywhere.
Right.
It'll just be an image, but yeah.
But you can still do that.
Right, yeah. And I'll just to give you an idea of a mix, like here I link straight to Amazon. Put in a blurb from the book straight over to Amazon, because that's a book she's wanting to push right now. Here we did a blog post with some text at the top. Another blog post. So this one is actually off of my blog, her article off of my blog, so it's a different location. Another Amazon post, another blog post. Also done, here's a Web Talk Radio, so that's going to it's an interview with her on a Web Talk Radio show. This one is an image that I loaded here, but I've got in the description a link to Amazon. So that's kind of what you're talking about, Carolyn. This one I didn't use any image, but I got rid of the image but left the link. Sometimes I don't want it to show an image. Sometimes you get better luck by not showing an image. You can kind of mix it up, show images on some on not. That one, no image. Or you can do just, these have links in them. But you can tell, see, I recycled that one. That one was from before. So, it, you know, but this is like a week or two earlier. Here's just a quote from somebody else, just straight text, you know. You'll see 31 people reached versus say 18 on that. I think this one got boosted probably because it's got 539 reach. I think she probably boosted that one after I posted it. That one has more reach. It depends on somebody. That one she definitely boosted because you can tell. So hopefully that kind of gives you some ideas of stuff that you can do.
How valuable do you feel is boosting a Facebook post?
It depends on, let me see if I can find that one that had the biggest reach, and let's just check and see. You don't ever really know, but okay, so like here she had 3 likes, okay. Now if she'd had more likes, I mean, you can invite the people who've liked, we've already done that. Probably this, I don't know how much it was, how helpful it really was, because she didn't get likes from it, really.
Yeah.
And maybe she got in front of more people, maybe more people visited the site and we gathered more people into her audience. I couldn't say exactly just by looking at this. But normally what I would do is an ad versus a boost, and I would go for what I really wanted. If I wanted likes, I'd do a like boost. Or if I want people to visit the site, I would optimize for clicks. But most of the time, boost, Facebook doesn't care whether the person ever leaves your site, whether they ever click the link. They're giving you eyeballs, but they could be totally useless eyeballs.
Yeah.
And in fact, they probably won't show it to people who will ever leave the site. They know people well enough to know these people are clickers, these people are likers, these people just look and they don't do anything. And they're not going to waste clicks away from their site. They're not going to give you those unless you optimize for that. So a boost does not guarantee you anybody actually clicking through to what it is you're boosting. I'm not a fan of boosts. I think Facebook uses it as a ripoff tool because they've got other people over here. They want to save the clicker people for the people who are paying for it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Thanks.
All right. Well, that's pretty much what I had to share with you today, unless you've got any more questions. Let me stop the share. Let me stop the recording and